have you been wondering if starting a magazine would actually work out for you and even help grow your business? Or is it just another dream you'll keep putting off? In today's video, you'll meet Tammy, a brand photographer who turned her idea into a real published magazine in just 2 months using the exact strategy that I teach inside the Editor Academy. After years of loving magazines and dreaming about starting her own, Tammy finally went for it. She joined the Editor Academy in January, and by March, she published her first issue of the Muse magazine, which is now available in both print and digital versions. Not only did she bring her magazine to life, but she created a powerful new income stream for her business and started a movement that's helping female entrepreneurs share their stories like never before. Now let's dive into her story and how you could be just one decision away from doing the same.
No. All right. Well, let's just start at the top and tell me what your magazine is, what your niche is, and then what was kind of like your inspiration for starting the whole thing.
Okay. So my magazine is called the Muse magazine, and it is a magazine written by female entrepreneurs for female entrepreneurs, keeping the whole woman in mind. So it's like everything that you could want, from business insights to lifestyle inspiration, home, family, food, all of it. And so I have been thinking about this for a couple of years now. And I really felt the pull just in the last, it was probably 5 months ago now, to get it started. If I didn't, I would never do it. So I'm a brand photographer. And so I am used to Photoshop and Lightroom. And so I went and bought InDesign. Actually, I was paying for InDesign for a year before I actually opened it up and started it.
Yeah.
And just started working, kind of creating stuff, and was like, okay, I can do this. Let's go. And that wasn't the hardest part. It was like, okay, I know how to design a magazine, but now I need to learn how to market it. And so it was when I reached out to you, I think in December, I was like, I'm going to purchase it in January.
Yeah.
And that's where it all started. And then from there, it was fast.
You moved quick. Yes.
Yeah.
You moved real quick. Okay. Yeah. So when you joined the course, did you have that idea for your magazine already in mind, or was that something that you kind of chose once you got in? You kind of already knew you wanted an entrepreneur magazine. Okay.
Yes. So being a brand photographer, I started working with these incredible female entrepreneurs. And as a brand photographer, in order for me to give them high quality images that tell the story of their brand, I really need to know their story. And so they were telling me from start to finish what it took to bring their passion to life. And then I was just, consumed with their world while I was taking their photos, and was like, oh my gosh, I want to promote you in any way I possibly can. What can I do? And I just thought that designing a magazine for all of us to find knowledge in one spot and get off the blue screen and just be able to hold something tangible again. And I'm obsessed with magazines. I always have been. And just really being able to bring the female entrepreneur to life as our celebrity, as opposed to the, People magazines. And
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that so much. And
so I did have it already, but my title was different.
Okay, that's what I was going to go to next. Yeah. So tell me about the whole naming process, because you did start with a different name and then you changed, right?
Yes.
Once you kind of got in. Okay, so tell me about that whole process.
So prior to getting the Editors Academy course, I had kind of just brainstormed with my business coach of naming it, and I had kind of started like a networking group on the side, and so it was all kind of like this whole house of community. And I had come up with the Confident Entrepreneur Society. So
right. Okay.
So I had secured the website, or the domain. I'm sorry, secured the domain. secured the Instagram, and I think that was it. And everything was great, but then when I got into your course and you gave like the list of like, okay, here's what you need to protect basically moving forward with your name. I ended up going to like the trademark, and I kind of did a deep dive, and Entrepreneur magazine had said that if that name is anywhere in your name, like you
Yeah.
could be subject to things down the road. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I
Just
want this to
avoid
be a
it.
lifelong thing.
Yeah.
And I have had clients in the past who have battled with that same thing. So I'm like, we'll just find a different name.
Yes. Yes. So then how did we arrive at the Muse?
So I had taken, I honestly like, I tend to work harder and not smarter. And so I was like really wanting to do my own thing. I'm going to come up with my own name. And
Yeah.
I had given the homework of like, just write down a bunch
Yeah.
of different words
Right.
that coincide with what you're trying to do. And I did that for hours. And I'm like, I'm not finding anything that spoke to me that was like
Yeah.
enticing and whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to your sample list.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And I looked through all the samples, and you had made a comment. You were like, doing something that's different from your niche, having a title that is different. And so I think it was like on maybe the artist category,
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. There, it was the Muse.
Yeah.
And so I kind of played around with that, and I was like, okay, let's look up the definition. Like, what's the definition of Muse? Like, because I
You went
think I
all in.
know.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I kind of took a deep dive, and actually it was glorious because as entrepreneurs, we are all each other's muse. We are
love it.
inspired by what we do and by building a community and being, each other's inspiration. And so my logo has an underline under the U, and that's what the Muse is we're all about each other and
I love that.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it was like
Perfect.
love it.
Yes, it's so perfect. Okay, so now we have a niche and we have a name. Then what kind of challenges were you running into that kind of led you to jump into the course?
The marketing 100%. It was
Okay.
like, how do I get it in the hands of people? How do I
Yeah.
market this? And I shouldn't say 100% because I knew I had the tangible piece. It was, I also knew that I needed the digital side of it. I want to, I want every female entrepreneur to buy this magazine. So if you're not a paper person and you're a digital
Yeah.
person, okay, cool. Like, I have the digital
You have
subscription as
both.
well. And so it was, how do I do that? Because I am 1000% a pen to paper
Yeah.
type of girl. And the whole digital world is like, I've hired my daughter to do that side of it.
That's
So
awesome.
it's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I just needed to know where to start on the digital side and then starting like the whole marketing process. And that was really what pulled me to want to purchase the Editors Academy.
Okay, awesome. So what stood out to you most? Like, I assume you went to the website and you looked over everything that's in the course, and what kind of pushed you over the edge that was like, I need this?
Um, I mean, you basically marketed that it's like everything that you need to know. But I'll be honest, like I remember reaching out to you on Instagram because it was an
Yeah.
investment, and
Yeah.
it's the first risk I've ever taken. I am a service-based
Yeah.
entrepreneur, so this is a product, and
Right.
so I really wanted to do the right thing. And so I had reached out to you on Instagram and was like, hey, I want to go heavy on print. Would this course still benefit me? And
Yes.
you were very quick to respond. And I could just feel your energy through our conversation through Instagram. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes. Yeah. And you moved quick because that was what, December? I mean, that
yeah.
was like,
I
and we're
purchased the
only in
course
April.
January 1.
Yeah. and you already had it like ready to rock in March.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild. I'm so excited about that.
I
Yeah.
know. It was
Okay.
crazy.
Okay. So tell me, having gone through the course now, what do you think was like the most valuable lesson, or what was like the biggest thing that you took away from the course once you got in there?
Biggest takeaway was like a lot of work. um it just made me realize that there's so much that goes into like really marketing when you're passionate about something, like to really know what you're doing, and but yet like within your modules are very quick, and I love that. I
Mm-hmm.
love just the quick videos. I am not the type of person that can sit down and listen to a half
Oh,
an hour. I
no.
won't retain all the information. I'm writing the notes, but the quick tips, and then just, okay, I'm going to just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of that. The marketing, the monetizing, Pinterest, I think was the biggest
Yeah.
takeaway.
Yeah.
Even with my photography, I'm not really on Facebook that much.
Mm-hmm.
I love Instagram. And so I was like, okay, Pinterest. And that's like where I've been at, just like
Mm-hmm.
harping it every single day, trying to build that up.
Yeah. And your account is growing. Like your monthly views are ticking up.
Yeah, I
Yeah. Yeah.
know. I'm excited. And
Yeah.
the thing of it is that I want to be nationwide, and I want to be
Yeah.
nationwide faster than I want to get there fast.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like Pinterest is like the way to go.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. And since you are print, you're print, like primarily print. So do you still think the course was a big help to you even going into print? Because most people are kind of heavy on the digital, but
Right.
and I've had actually quite a few students go in with print. They want to focus on print. So do you feel like that was still helpful to you, even though I'm working on a print module right now? Yeah. Do
Which
you
I'm
feel
excited
like,
about.
yes, do you still feel like everything in it was helpful to you knowing you were going into print?
Yes, it
Okay.
absolutely was. Because you still have to have, I feel like we still have to have the digital side of it.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that unless you're a Vogue magazine, and Vogue has their digital, I think that you
Yeah.
have to have both
Right.
to hit both target audiences. And so learning that side of it, I think was super beneficial. And the design of your print magazine is the same as the design
Right.
of a digital magazine.
Right.
So all of that was the same. It was just, where am I going to go to get it printed? That was,
Right.
and you had like, a few options in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I just went and kind of did my own thing when it came to the print side of it. Like, where
Yeah.
am I going to go get it printed? And, but it really, the whole course helped because you have to still monetize and
Yeah.
you have to still market your product. So it
Right.
really didn't matter if I was going to go heavy on print or not.
Right. Right. And who did you end up going? Did you go with a local printer?
Taylor Print Impressions.
Okay. Okay.
So they have warehouses all across the country.
Okay.
And they are a
Oh,
phenomenal
good.
print company.
Good.
Yes.
You had a good experience. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And then are selling those yourself on your website?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
And then what was our kind of process? Did you got the print magazines first and then you opened them up for pre-orders?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I listened to Hannah's YouTube video.
Yeah.
And I really like, I didn't know if I was going to do pre-order or not.
Okay.
And so I really liked how she had done it. And then just knowing that pre-order gives me that set amount of knowing like, this is what I'm going to be,
Yeah.
going with.
Right.
Even though I had already ordered 150, I was like, okay, well, I got to sell 150.
Right. Yeah.
But it was nice to do the pre-order because I really do have a lot of traction.
Good. Okay. And then digital wise, what publishing platform are we using for digital?
So I ended up going with Flip Snack.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So how do you like Flip Snack?
Honestly, I love it right now. So I was able to upload the magazine. I added
Yeah.
in all the links. It's more of a paywall
Okay.
that so they're going
Yeah. Tell me
to
how it
pay.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where I hired my daughter to just do all the work
Okay. Okay.
because I was hitting a brick wall. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
But I believe what it is they pay for the digital, whether they pay
Okay.
for the copy or they pay for the subscription, they're going to
Okay.
get emailed a code. And then that
Perfect.
code is going to get you through the paywall. And then you'll
Got
be
it.
able to see the magazine.
Got it.
Which I'm excited about. I'm excited to dive into that side of it because I feel as though that paywall is only going to be able to grow with us because we are, wanting to make it a community where there's
Mhm.
more than just the digital magazine behind that.
I
So
love that. I love
yeah.
that. And what's the price point for print and for digital and like a combo subscription? What's the price point?
Um, Print is $15.99 per
Okay.
copy. Digital is $10.99,
Okay.
and I believe my subscription is like 56 and 35, something like
Okay.
that.
For print and then for digital.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Okay.
the subscription is quarterly, so for
Okay.
4 issues a year.
Okay. And you just put out your first issue
Yes, so we
in March.
actually, yes, have our launch party on April
Wha-
24th. And so we're
Yay.
just having a huge party. And my daughter is an events coordinator with her
Well,
job.
that's
And so
perfect.
she's,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, she is helping me create this like amazing
Ah,
party. And we just love
ah,
parties.
how
So
fun.
yeah, so
Oh my gosh,
everybody
that's so
that
exciting.
is in state will be able to pick up their issue there. And
Ah,
then we just celebrate all of the entrepreneurs that are a part of the magazine.
how fun for you. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, and how big was the first issue? How many pages did we land on?
Um, I think it's 44 with
Okay.
covers.
That's
Yes.
great. That's
Yeah.
great. My first issue was 50 pages, so that's a good first issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at I have a plan for like 60
Okay.
for my summer issue. So,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
let's talk about summer. So, I've already seen in your media kit, you've already got like a cover ready. Is that the official cover for summer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So have you
Um
already like done interviews? Like how far are we in summer?
Yeah, so I have one featured entrepreneur in every issue that is like the cover entrepreneur.
Okay.
And
Yep.
so it's the one main interview that we talk about everything from when they started their company to where they are in their success today, their
Okay.
struggles, challenges, all of those things. And then they have like a 4 or 5 page spread with
Awesome.
photos and their whole interview.
Yeah.
And so I have that done. And then it's basically like all of the other pages is very much like tailored to, like, if you think Us Weekly, like they have their hotspot, I think,
Okay.
where they have like all the different bite size information from different
Yeah.
celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
taking bite size information from female entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And so just making it very fun. So that is the way that I can have multiple entrepreneurs in every single issue.
Yes.
So yeah, so basically my summer issue, I have all of my article contributors. Their deadline is
Yay.
May 1st. So I
Yay.
just now have to put it all together. My October issue is the same way. Like I've got my theme. I've
Oh my
got like
gosh.
I've got
Rocking and rolling.
January
Yeah.
and April like in the works.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
goodness. Good for
yeah,
you. Oh my gosh, you're so
very
on top
excited.
of it. That's awesome. And these are not all just local people, right? These are just like entrepreneurs from all over. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah, I
Amazing.
mean, featuring you would be super fun.
Oh my God, I would love to. Are you joking? Yes. And you put yourself on a cover,
I did,
which I have done.
yes. Like honestly, I kept toying with it. I'm like, this isn't me. Like I'm not trying to, promote myself or
Yeah.
whatever. But my husband and my daughter both were like, it
Oh my
is your
God, it
first
turned out.
issue
Yeah.
and you need to do this. And so I was like, okay,
It turned out so great. I love it so
well,
much.
thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
but okay, so you kind of have like a unique angle as a photographer having started a magazine. So how much of like your own photography have you been able to put in?
A lot.
Good. Okay. Like what a great
um,
asset for you as a photographer too to be like promoting your own work. That's fantastic.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Selfishly, the print magazine was like, I want to see my photography printed.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Um, and then I wanted to help promote female entrepreneurs.
Yeah, right.
And I wanted to promote the women that I was, you know, photographing.
Yeah.
And then it just spiraled from there. So
Yeah.
my goal is to be the brand photographer for that featured entrepreneur
Love.
for
Love.
wherever it is across the country. Like that's my goal. And then I'm just promoting my brand photography as a traveling brand photographer.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what an amazing plan.
Just
Yes.
yeah, it combines all of it. Like
That's a win-win. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's go back to the course. Now I got sidetracked.
yeah.
Did anything inside of the course surprise you? Did you get in there and say, "Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that at all"?
There was just so much insight. It was like there were a lot of aha moments in there for me. Again, like my name. I really went into freak out mode
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't want to be sued someday for taking something that I shouldn't have and I didn't do my research and
Yeah.
whatever. So that was really, really important. And that was a really aha moment for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so glad I took this course because
Yeah.
I would continue to just go this route. And it's great because when this becomes worldwide, it is
Mhm.
distinct. So
Yeah.
it was really eye-opening. I did my research from there and that in itself was a huge, huge
Good.
thing. Yeah.
Good. And I'm glad you said that you liked how short the modules were because that's something when I'm like in courses and there's like lessons that are like an hour long, I'm like, I'm never going to get through this. It just like feels so like overwhelming. So I'm like, how can I break it down into like what you need to know without being like, this feels too much? So
Right.
I'm
Right.
glad
Yeah,
that you,
and when you were attaching the workbooks and basically
yes.
you reiterated everything that you said so that we could also go at our own pace. So
Yes.
you just download that workbook and you're like, okay, I just listened to the 5 minutes. All right,
Yeah.
let's see
Right.
what we can do here. And yeah, that I loved that.
What was your pace? How quickly did you get through the course? 'Cause
Ooh.
technically, I say like it can be 7 weeks if you did a module a week, just like to
Right.
not feel super overwhelmed by all of it. But yeah, do you know how
No,
quickly
I
you
think
got
I
through?
did it within a couple of weeks, like 2 to
Okay.
3 weeks, I
Okay.
think. My advice to anybody, like if they're in the same position as I am, like definitely listen to the modules because I picked up some really cool tips
Yeah.
that helped me like with the process. So
Yeah.
I would say definitely don't skip over it. Like
Yeah.
listen to it. But I was just able to go through those faster.
Okay. How has your magazine grown since you have finished the course, launched the print magazine? How have we grown over the last since January 1st?
Right, right. Um, oh, yeah, I mean, the baby is such a teenager now
Yes.
and giving me like, so much love. I haven't hated it yet.
Oh
So,
my gosh. Yes.
no, but it is, it is incredible the amount of women that I have talked to. And I needed to start talking to people like right away because I needed to start on the heels of one comes the next one. So if I'm not talking to enough people, I'm sitting there with nobody for the next issue, the fall
Right.
issue, and so on.
Right.
And so the amount of women that I have talked to, they have all agreed that this is like it's more than a magazine, it's a movement. Like it is
Yay.
definitely there. There's something there. It's exciting. Everybody's in agreement. So I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. so my social media is growing. The amount of people that I'm talking to is growing, and the traction is getting there for sure. Um, I have I have sold copies and subscriptions to people I don't know. So that
Yay!
is really cool. So I think
Yes.
that's like the big celebration at this point so far.
Yeah.
Once people are actually seeing it and physically being able to hold it next Thursday, I think that's when
Yes.
it's going to really take off.
Yay. Okay, next Thursday is the day.
Yes.
Okay,
Or this
awesome.
coming Thursday, the 24th. Yeah.
Okay, the 24th. Okay, yes. Well, that's awesome. I saw your social media post and I was like, she's quite a fan club under here. All these people who are like, this is awesome. I'm like, oh, look it. It's so
Well,
fun.
thank you. I'm so
Yeah,
excited. Yeah.
that's so fun. Okay, what else can you tell me about your experience inside the course or what
I
your
love
favorite
the
parts were? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I love the templates.
Okay.
So you and I had a coaching call, which I will get to that point as well. So you and I had a coaching call, and I was telling you how I was trying to create my Pinterest pins from
Yes.
scratch.
Yes.
And again, I'm working harder and not smarter. And
Yeah.
so you're like, you reminded me of all of the extra tools that you have.
Yes.
Honestly, because I was just going through the course and I'm designing the magazine and just wasn't even thinking there's a whole group of, tools and templates
Yeah.
that you put in there.
Right.
And so that was incredible. So being able to just plug and play for the Pinterest pins was amazing. I loved the coaching call. Like, I am the type of person that, I want to ask questions like all the time, and I'll
Yeah.
ask the silly questions and I'll ask the hard questions, but I just like the being able to connect with somebody. So the one-on-one coaching
Yeah.
call was awesome. Just being able to say, let's just get on a call. I'm going to just
Yes.
vomit at the mouth. Like, let me just
Yes.
ask all the questions,
Yes. Yeah.
um, a lot of the reason why I am producing this magazine, it's like I want everybody to be able to open it up and be like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I needed the answer to that question. And,
Yeah.
and you're finding it all in one spot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really liked that. I liked that I knew that other students were taking the class too.
Oh, yeah.
So that was really cool. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, everything about it, I I am very, very happy that I ended up
Ah,
purchasing the course. Yeah, for
yay.
sure.
That makes me so happy. Okay, so yeah, so ending tell me that now that we're there. Tell me what advice would you have for somebody who is on the fence about joining the course? They don't know if they should hop in or not. What would you say?
I would say, do it. Like, definitely. It is, to be very honest, again, I'm just gonna keep plugging the Muse because entrepreneurship is really lonely. It's really
Yeah.
lonely. And when you are trying to do something that you're passionate about, and there's only so many YouTube videos that you can watch
Yeah.
before it's like, I give up, or
Yeah.
like you're going down the rabbit hole of like, there's so many people that are teaching so many things, where if it's all in one platform where you can have all of the knowledge in one spot
Yeah.
to learn how to, you know, produce a digital magazine. And it's a lifetime
Yes.
thing. That was what I loved, because you had said in the very get-go that you're heavy on digital, but you are going to be adding all of the modules for print.
Yeah.
And for me, purchasing the Editors Academy, I have it for life. Anything new
Mhm.
that you're adding, I can go in there and I can get all of those tools. I can refresh myself on certain
Yeah.
modules, and I can keep growing along with the Editors Academy. So I
Yeah.
would say, like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yes. Yes, I am working on the print module now because I was actually very surprised that I have so many students that are going into print. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I know how to go into print. I like did this whole thing back in the day when I started. I was going to do that too. So I was like, okay, well, I'm adding a print module now. So I'm working on it now. I'm hoping that will be out very, very soon. But yes, you guys get access to all of that. So, and
Yeah.
I have so many
And
more lessons I've come up with, like AI and how can we use AI for magazines and what should we be doing and what should we not be doing. And I'm like, that's just a whole
right,
module in itself. So that's
right.
coming too. I'm working on that one too. So yeah,
Yeah. And print is coming back. It is
it is.
so coming back.
It
So
really
it's
is.
like,
Yeah.
I am the type of person where I'm like, I have to do it now before somebody else does it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, so I just jumped and I was like, let's go.
Yeah. It really is though. Like when I started 14 years ago, it was like digital was just taking off. And so
Right.
now it's like looping back around to print because there's so many new, like even just fashion print magazines that have popped up in like the last year. And like the New York Times just did a story this week about all these print magazines and why is there so much interest all of a sudden? I'm like, isn't that interesting? It's just all looped right back around. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So let me ask you, as editor in chief of two magazines,
Yeah.
what does your day to day look like? Where are you like solely focused now, especially with teaching the Editors Academy as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, Minnie just launched an issue in March. So I'm quietly working on summer. That'll be out I usually do like June, July. So I'm in talks with a cover right now. So we're kind of nailing that. Oh, thumbs up. It's, we're kind of like nailing down all the details for that shoot and when that's going to happen. And then I start to put together like my list of who I want in the magazine, like who I'm interested in right now, who I think's got big things going on. So I start to put my list together there. But like Minnie right now is taking like, that's like on the back burner because my wedding magazine is relaunching hopefully in the next month or two. And so I have 3 posts left to get the new website live. So that's coming in the next few days. So I'm working on that like round the clock right now, just like getting the website ready to go and then working on with photographers for whose weddings and shoots are going into that issue. So right now it's just like a lot of content planning
Yeah.
and I use that spreadsheet that I have in the course because I like lay it all
Right.
out. Otherwise, it's like my email is a mess. So,
So is mine.
oh my God, my husband looked at my phone. He's like, "You have 3,000 unread emails." I'm like, "Don't talk about it. Don't bring it up." Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're giving me anxiety. All I'm
yeah. I'm
trying to
like,
do is eat
no,
my dinner.
don't look at it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm like just planning out the issue. I've got this new website launching, and then every day I work on the course. I read the Q&A board, which I love because people are always popping in there asking questions and yeah, and working on these new lessons that I'm mapping out. So it's a lot. It's a rotating
Right.
schedule of the 3
Right.
businesses, but yeah. Yeah, it's super fun.
But you make it work and you love
Oh
it
my
because you're
gosh.
passionate about
Oh
it.
my gosh. The
Yes.
coaching is like that's been like very surprising to me how much I love the coaching. I could just sit here and talk to people for 3 hours. So
Yes, yes.
it's so
And
fun.
that's what's so incredible about like what I have been talking with entrepreneurs about is that pivot. Like you could be passionate about something and you could be like hands-on working it day in and day out. And then all of a sudden there's something else that kind of
Yeah.
blooms and
Yeah.
you're like, whoa, like this is really cool. Like
Yeah.
I think that's where mine all came from. You know, I had started a podcast to try to promote entrepreneurs. And
Yeah.
I ended up realizing that I just really preferred to write over speaking.
Yeah.
And so I put it on pause. And that's when I started thinking, like, what else could I do? And that's when, I started
Yeah.
thinking about the magazine. And really, when you put the whole magazine together, it's just an umbrella of what I'm all about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, and I am so passionate about it. Like this has been the most fun. I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like with
Yes.
ideas. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, I can't sleep.
Yeah. Well, and as a photographer, it's much more fun to like lay it out and make it look pretty. You can't really do that with a podcast.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You get
So
to
yeah,
tell the
there's a lot
story.
of proud moments in this
Yeah.
magazine for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. Tell me about your biggest like wins since you've launched this magazine. What are your big wins?
Launching it.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And by
Yes.
the time you
After,
get it out, it's like, now I got to jump into the next one. Okay. Thanks.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. The getting myself out there again. Just I just can't say it enough. I've talked to so many incredible women. There are so many incredible women in the first issue alone.
Yeah.
There are women that are, riding right along next to me and are, right now saying they're going to be lifer article
Oh,
contributors,
yeah.
So I've got this like great group of women that we're all on the same page of just helping everybody succeed
Yeah.
in the world of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And I think another big win is really getting my husband to
Oh,
realize what this is all about.
yeah.
Because in the very beginning, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And then,
I
and
have one
then,
of those too.
yeah. And
My
then once
husband's not on social media. He's like, I don't, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then once I had like the majority of the magazine like almost done, I showed him on the screen. I'm like, okay, look, and he's like, oh, okay, okay. He's like, I'm not going to read it until I see it in print. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
And we would have endless nights of talking. And then he's like, well, what's your price point? And I'm like, well, Kate told me because
oh no,
I
I'm
keep
a bad
looking
influence.
through it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't see that. And I'm like, no, just wait.
Yeah.
And then he got the print and he held the print and then he read the magazine from cover to cover. And then he saw like what's been going on since then and all the
Yeah.
people I've been interacting with. And he's like, now he can't stop talking about it.
Oh,
And
that's
now
so
he's just like,
fun.
you have something here. It's going to be amazing. I'm so proud of you. Like,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
So
that's so
that's been a
fun.
huge win.
Yes, that's so fun. I'm putting another thing in the course too. I've been like looking at all of these different print magazines and digital that keep popping up, and some people are selling print magazines for $40 to $80 an issue.
Yep,
I was like, holy moly, I need to put this inside the course because so many people are getting hung up on the price. Like, well, what am I supposed to charge? I can't, like, they have like drugstore tabloid price in their brain.
exactly.
And then I'm
Yep.
like, no, like there are people out here selling a magazine for $70. Like you
Yes.
really can up it. So it's like very
Exactly.
interesting.
That was something that you had said to me too that got me out of the tabloid pricing.
Yeah.
Because that's what my husband was saying. He's like, 10.99. I'm like, no, no,
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not spend time. No, I
Yeah.
want it weekly. I'm not coming out with
Right.
an issue a week. But
Right.
you had said, it is something that it's not a read that you throw away. It's a
Yes.
keepsake.
Right.
And for these female entrepreneurs, it's education. So they're
Yeah.
not like just reading it and getting rid of it. They might read it and be like, ooh, I got to keep that tip. So I'm going to put it over here
Yes.
and I'm going to go back to it.
Yes.
So why shouldn't I have the pricing
Yeah.
that lends to that type
Yeah.
of magazine style? But
Yeah.
yeah, I've bought everyone under the sun. I think my most expensive magazine I bought was like $20. I was like,
Yeah.
what am I doing?
Yeah. Well, I'm like, and we're such small teams. So I'm like, we can charge more because we're not, like Hearst Publications, just like cranking out all these magazines and like you can charge $5 for one. So like
Yeah.
that's so, and you are designing the whole thing yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's a lot too. I do the same. And yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you had InDesign knowledge before or not really?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
I knew Photoshop and I know Lightroom. So
So it
it
kind
was
of
like,
helps. Yeah. It
yeah,
kind of helps.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Googled a couple things and
Okay. I
then,
was going to say, what was your experience in designing and InDesign? You thought it was okay?
I love it. I love
Oh,
it.
good.
I love Canva for everything else, but
Yeah.
I kind of geek out on InDesign. Like I really, even if it takes me like way longer,
Yeah.
that is like the most fun part is
Yeah.
designing the whole magazine.
Yeah.
So I just stick
I
with
mean,
that
that's
and
what
I
the
just,
major publishers use is InDesign. And it's better than Canva just because you can have 2 pages side by side. You can design the whole thing, lay it out. It's
yeah,
just better. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just way better. Good.
yes, for sure.
Well, and how fun your magazine is something to keep because I love like asking brand founders, like, I want to pick your brain and I want to find out like what apps do you use? Like what are like I just love asking people questions like that. So that's so fun.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. It's like I want to hear all of this. every time you get into like a passion, right?
Yeah.
It fuels from something that you internally are wanting, right?
Yeah.
So I want to find business information from fellow entrepreneurs who are kind of in the same boat as me
Yeah.
and like better, so that I can grow, right? But it's one of those things where I want to find it by flipping through. I don't want to keep scrolling
Yeah.
and find the next guru and the next guru,
Right.
and then try to save their stuff. And then you forget that you saved their stuff. And did I
Yeah.
save it on Instagram? Did I save it on
Yes.
Pinterest? Did I say, it's like, it's all right there. And I want to know, like, what is your, what's your favorite skincare product?
Yeah.
Because again, I'm
I
not going
love
to
doing
Google
that.
it,
Yeah.
and like find some random product. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll try it. But if I know that this girl over here is using it, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
It's just a way to bring female entrepreneurs together
Yeah.
and just have fun and
It's like a
learn
big
from each
behind the
other.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's so fun. Okay. All right. Tell me what is next. We're working on summer. We've got the next covers all lined up, next issues all lined up. We're working on those. And then where can people find you? Tell me your website and your social media handles.
Yes. So I am themusemagazine.com. That is where you can go on. You could subscribe to our email list. You can pre-order the first issue, digital, print, or subscription.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Pinterest, I am the Muse Magazine. And on Instagram, I am magazine_the Muse.
Okay.
Yes. And
Awesome.
so those are the three platforms that I'm using right now. I don't know that I can like jump on TikTok yet. I have a problem even just
It's a lot.
recording myself, like
It's a
I'm
lot.
getting inspiration from you for sure. I'm
Yeah.
like, I got
Yeah.
it.
Oh my goodness. I've taken a backseat on TikTok lately. I'm like, I don't know if I can juggle all these platforms. And there's Substack. I'm like, I'm definitely not starting a Substack.
Right, right. I
Like,
know.
guys, I just can't keep up.
There's a lot. It's a
Oh
lot. And I'm
goodness.
like, and so I think that was another piece of advice that you gave as well is like, go with what you know. Like
Yes.
you don't have to worry about hitting them all,
Yeah.
And so I was like, yep, Instagram, Pinterest.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm impressed. That was,
Well, thank you. Thank
yes.
you very much. Like
Oh
I
my
really
goodness.
do appreciate the Editors
Oh,
Academy. I don't think I would be, well, in fact, I know I wouldn't be where I'm at
oh,
today in the launch of it if it wasn't for finding yours. And nobody really is doing what you're doing out there. Like I
yeah.
have Googled and Googled and I
Yeah.
went on Pinterest and like deep dove,
Yeah.
and I really didn't see anything like yours. So
Yeah. A lot of it's very outdated. Like I've gone through a lot of it and like even on YouTube, I'm like, no one's posted anything about starting a magazine in like 6 years. I'm like, this is crazy.
yeah.
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 So,
So
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's been the best thing I've ever done. It's been like a year now since I launched it and I'm like, because I just like never thought it would take off
Yes.
that fast and it's
Right.
the most fun ever. Yeah. Even coaching calls, I've got students that are like, we're over on time. I'm like, we are. I'm like, I just sit here all day and talk about it.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah,
That's amazing. That's when you
so fun.
truly know that you have something and you're passionate about something is
Yes.
when you
Oh,
just
it's the
are
best.
just, oh, I have to get up from my desk. I'm like, okay, I need
Yeah.
to go out and have some human connection.
Yes. Well, oh my gosh. Congratulations. This is so fun.
Thank
So
you. Thank
exciting.
you very
Yes.
much.
What a fun addition to your business.
If you love the idea of starting a magazine just like Tammy did, go ahead and check out the link in the description box. I would love to help you inside the Editor Academy. And even if you're just getting started, remember that a magazine can be one of the most powerful assets you create for your brand, your business, and your big picture. Now, if you want to keep the momentum going, watch this video next, and I'll show you exactly how to take the first steps toward launching your magazine without a huge audience or tons of tech skills. And drop a comment if you want to see even more behind the scenes success stories like Tammy's. It's honestly one of my favorite parts of what I get to do. I'll see you over there. Bye, guys.